This stately fellow is known as Sparks, and he introduces a very large new body armor piece, which just goes over or creates the shoulders and the front of the body, and just has a single protrusion at the top to hold a regular minifig head. His head actually is a regular minifig head that just has an eye printed on it, and then you put this over it, and you can see that it's well articulated. It's got all these Mixel style joints in it, which allow you to really, I mean, look at that. He can go around, he can scratch himself on the forehead. He's got the ability to really move the legs forward and back. He can kneel down. Look at the level of stability. I didn't even have to balance anything there. So the build of this is actually really good. I think they got a little bit lucky with the design of it, in the sense that it looks very appropriate with the certain level of blockiness of all Lego builds, but it's still organic enough. The body armor piece is printed. These are stickers on the arms there. You see a little bit more of the build. It's a proper build. You know, they've basically created a big fig here that you actually have to fully assemble. I don't think that would work with all types of organic things, just because when you start to get into things that are more round, it becomes a little bit more obvious, a little bit more awkward, but this works really well. So getting back to the Evil Mobile itself, it's a pretty interesting build, and I really appreciate the fact that they really separated out the red and black halves, even to the point of including both red and black versions of some Technic connector pieces. That was very nice to see. This is a single little sticker right here, but most of this is actually built up, and there's an interesting action feature here. Look at that wheel. That wheel is very nicely built up with a lot of hinged pieces around the edge that then get basically clamped down and connected at just 2 points, and kind of build all around there. But one of these wheels is connected to a cam system inside, so as you roll this along, it moves the jaw. The jaw opens and closes. There are also a couple of kind of spiraling blades of fire on the inside that just kind of look like they're going to be churning up a bunch of just infernal doom on the inside of there. That's a pretty nice little feature, but to really make that happen, you have to move this quite a bit. It would have been nicer if it was geared a little bit more so you could see the mouth move more quickly, but it's still pretty cool. On the back, meanwhile, there is a lowerable gate area, so you can use this kind of like a dungeon, or it can just be a place for other monsters to come along and pick up the scraps of anything that got trapped in there from the front. Up above all that, there's kind of a first level of deck here, kind of a floor level of sorts, although there's a lot of opening right here, and this is a very treacherous area to try to cross, and that can also be completely retracted, leaving you with nowhere to go but down into the spinning blades of fire and death. This is a treasure chest, which I think is supposed to be set up as a trap. Has just a couple of gold coins in there. It's actually just stud pieces, but I think that's supposed to be bait to try to get a good guy who jumps up on here to, you know, one of the knights to try to come after that, or maybe just somebody else who's greedy trying to come after that, and then they get swallowed up. Behind there is actually a pretty cool little demon mouth sticker. It's just a sticker on there. These two are catapults on either side, again switching out with the black on one side, red on the other. These are activated just by pushing down on the little gold piece right here that sticks out, and that just shoots out. It actually has a really nice tall arc and works really well shooting these little 2x2 round orange bricks. This castle tower style element back here is actually a place where Jestro can hide if he's in trouble or if he's scared in general. Right now he's up here on his throne. It's actually a seat, but I just have him standing up because it looks a little bit better that way, and it's a little bit more clear. That's just a sticker. It's just kind of a hanging 2x4 tile piece, but all of this is actually hinged back here, and you can, if he wants to hide away, you can just pull that out and then shift him on down, and then he'll be hidden behind there. And there's a spot where you can actually get that to stay. Now this is Lance's hover horse, and I absolutely love this thing. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Every angle. I love the idea of it, the general concept of it. I love the execution. I love the use of parts. Look at this. This is a motorcycle, a dirt bike piece. You know, the whole upper fairing area and everything. That's installed in there backwards, and the way they've got the engine outlet right here, the overall shape of it just looks like a tech-based robot horse kind of thing, but it hovers, so it has no legs, and it totally makes sense. Kind of has a chest, almost looks like the chest muscles and shoulder muscles of a horse, and this is the horse face here. Plus, look, it's got these trans neon reddish orange Exoforce hand pieces that I personally haven't seen in that color since Rudaka from Bionicle, from years and years and years ago. I've only ever owned 4 of those pieces in that color ever, and this set has 4 of them because there are 2 of them used to represent the ears there of the horse, and then there's 1 on either side to hold Lance's lance and also his shield on the other side, so you don't have to worry about storing his extra accessories. Everything goes onto him, and even the way the lance is attached I think works great, and the shield just adds to the look of the horse. Almost looks like it's part of the armor of this thing. I love this thing so much. You can also hold on to the handlebars there, which are not in a traditional arrangement. So much is good about this. Lance and Jestro are the only 2 proper minifigs in the set. Jestro is using the Ninjago Arrow Blade core piece, which is great to use for more different themes. Use in a very different way here. Lance, currently in his shield, has the cloning Nexo Power. I'll show you the other 2 Nexo Powers in just a second. Got that tattered cape for Jestro, and he's got, he's changing out the colors from the little balls at the ends and just kind of swapping those around. And there's a look at the back torso prints and also alternate faces for each of these. I think all of this stuff looks very good as well. And with all the stuff removed, you can get a clearer look at everything that was visible from the front and what wasn't visible before because it was all covered up. The 3 Nexo Powers in the set are cloning Mightiness and Sea Dragon. And then there's the Book of Monsters itself, or himself, a character unto itself, right? Exclusive print that one gets. No print on the back of this, but this is a pretty good looking book. Probably, in my opinion, the best looking book that Lego has ever made. I think the brown color all around just really works well for this one. And you can open it up. It can also be held by a figure because that's the size of a bar lightsaber blade right there. You open it up and you can see the horrible, horrible monster that can be conjured from this at this moment. This strikes me as a very original and creative set, and I think that most of the stuff